What is ayahuasca? Coming up. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ernesto from Attaboy Cowboy, and on this channel we give you health and wealth tips to help you be more successful. Now today I'm filming in the Monarch Butterfly Nature Reserve here in Santa Cruz, California. And I just wanted to make a video here because this environment is beautiful. I don't know if you can see off in the distance the deers over there feeding. This place is full of animals. So I'm trying not to talk too loud. You can probably hear the deer back there walking around. There's deer, there's animal, there's a lot of butterflies here. It's like being in one of those nature center butterfly places, but they're all around me. So I have to be really careful when I'm walking around, and I'm trying not to make too much noise because I want to scare all the animals around me. They're actually just maybe 10, 15 feet from me, the deer, and I could probably see about 8 different deer right now. Anyway, let me talk a little bit about ayahuasca while these guys feed around me. So what is ayahuasca? Well, I made some videos recently about my experience with ayahuasca. So let me talk about what's in it, why it might be a good thing, and what to expect and how it's made. Like I mentioned before, ayahuasca is a brew that's made in South America by the Indians to help people cleanse themselves spiritually. And I don't know if it's the same exact drink, but they do drink it in Central America and Mexico, because I've been offered it by different indigenous groups and I've been out there traveling. So it's either spread all over the place or there's different versions of it. So traditionally ayahuasca is made in South America, and it's a decoction, which means that they get the herbs, they boil them, and then they add water, and they boil them and they water them. And I'll show you a tour in a little bit, but basically this shaman told me it took her the entire day to make a batch of ayahuasca. And it's made from the bark of 2 different plants. The first one is Banisteriopsis capivine, which has beta-carboline alkaloids, and the leaves of the Psychotria vitrea bush, which has the hallucinogenic N-dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT, which is real popular right now. That's the stuff that people find in mushrooms, and some of it in LSD and other types of hallucinogenics. The thing is, when you mix those 2 herbs, they complement each other, and it works to give you the desired effect, which is to give you the spiritual effect that the shaman's seeking. So originally it was used by shamans for spiritual communication. Whenever I've done ayahuasca, the shaman is usually there talking with the mother ayahuasca, which in their culture is God. So they're talking to God, and God is talking to them, and they're helping guide you spiritually through the world or through the space to talk to the mother ayahuasca and help you resolve issues that are holding you back, whether it be fears, problems with relationships, or anything. That's why when you do ayahuasca, you see different people having different reactions. I've had ayahuasca treatments where I had no reaction, like my last one. I told them I wanted help with my lungs because I had COVID, and I had no respiratory problems before then, but once I did the treatment, I kept coughing up phlegm, which was interesting. And since I had my treatment about 1.5 months ago, my lungs seem to be functioning better. Then I see people that have diarrhea, I see people that are vomiting. In fact, the first 2 times I did it, I vomited a lot, and I was thinking a lot about past relationships I had and things that I did wrong. So every experience I've had 4, has been completely different, and I've thought about totally different things. And I think Mother Ayahuasca helps you work on whatever it is that's pending in your life or what might be holding you back. So some people say it's a magical experience. The indigenous people consider it a healing experience. It's used for religious ceremonies across the South American countries. It's linked to folk medicine, like if you have illnesses, they'll use it to treat you. And in different churches in South America, they even use it as part of the church service. And now that's spreading to Europe and North America, where I live in the United States. So people are using it for a variety of sources. In fact, let me give you a tour here of a shaman I met in Leticias, Amazonas, which is in the far reaches of Colombia on the border of Peru and Brazil. And this woman was kind enough to give me a tour of her house, and she was showing me where she was brewing the ayahuasca. So check this video out. I'm inside the shaman's house and they're cooking ayahuasca in here. So she's been cooking it for ¿cuántos días? ¿Un día?
Un día, mira.
Uy, perdón. No quería agarrar ese.
Aquí no se graba.
Acá no. Ok. Me grabo el cuarto y lo pago.
Aquí no se graba, se saca fotos. Sí.
Foto, ok, foto sí, pero grabo no.
No.
Ok, alright,
Porque
ya lo terminé.
cuesta mucho canción.
Now my brother asked me, why are you promoting this? Isn't this bad for your career? Because you're a doctor and people read your books and all this stuff, and some people think this is kind of like, BS. Well, he might be right, but what I told my brother was that my job as a healer is to research and to learn and to constantly reinvent myself. I think that, like Charles Darwin said, it's not the smartest or the strongest that survive, it's the most flexible. So you gotta be flexible in your thinking, you gotta keep learning, you gotta keep evolving. And I've been reading research by the NIH, the National Institute of Health, which is probably one of the premier research agencies on the whole planet. You can look on their website, they have research there on ayahuasca. And they show that it helps with psychiatric disorders, mood disorders, drug addiction, depression, physical ailments, all sorts of different stuff. So I read all this research and I saw 0 side effects. So aside from a little hallucinating for some people. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing if it's helping you. So I'm not necessarily promoting it. I think everybody has to research and figure out what's best for them. But I have seen some positive information on ayahuasca, and that's why I decided to try it myself. And since then, I've tried it 4 times, and it's been a benefit to me. So like anything else, do your research, figure out what works for you, figure out if it's something that you're willing to try out. And if you do, definitely make sure that you use it with someone that knows what they're doing. But it's basically a concoction of 2 different herbs that are blended together and they're brewed. And then you drink it, and then you have the desired effects. But you want to do it with someone that can guide you, because supposedly they're going into your spirit or in with your spirit, and they're guiding you to the spirit world to talk to God and to help you resolve issues. So make sure you do it with an expert. I don't have any experience doing it here in the United States, but I know people do it at home and stuff like that. I don't know how effective that would be. Maybe it's still effective, I'm not sure, but I think it's best to do it with the pros, which are the Native American Indians. So from this beautiful place, the Monarch Butterfly Nature Preserve in Santa Cruz, California, this is Dr. Ernesto Martinez. God bless you and thank you for watching. Goodbye.